Aloha and welcome to Lucy's Paradise Podcast. Today I have my friend Alex, who is now back in Hawaii.
Like I never left.
Yeah, tell people a little bit of like who you are, like childhood, stuff like that, and
Okay.
kind of what you do now.
A little quick summary.
Yeah.
I'll try to make it quick. I come from, I almost want to say first generation, but that's a lie because my dad's Puerto Rican and I was born in New York. But come from an immigrant mother from Bolivia, moved to South Florida and met dad, got married, got papers, came I.
Nice.
Puerto Rican and Bolivian.
That's cool, okay.
Yeah. So grew up in South Florida, like an hour north of Miami in Palm Beach. And became a nurse, travel nursing. I always knew I
How old
wanted
were
to
you
do.
when you became a nurse? So
I
like, you
was-
knew you wanted to do that?
Yeah, my high school had like a medical science academy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that gave me like the idea.
High school, like private high school?
It was a public high school, but they
Wow,
had like a
that's pretty
magnet
good.
program.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like it was like once your freshman year.
You were
14.
that kid walking around with a stethoscope and you were just like, you just
Yeah,
knew that was what you wanted to
yeah.
do.
We actually required to wear scrubs to school
What?
twice a week.
That's so funny. Okay, so
Mhm.
they were like,
Yeah, no, it was legit. Like once a week, we actually go to the hospital and like work at the hospital instead of being at school.
Okay, that's kind of legit though.
yeah.
Like that's a good experience for a kid.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's cool.
so you knew you just.
Yeah, it was always nursing though. I wanted to be a doctor, and then
Mhm.
give me like maybe pharmacy, like doctor of pharmacy, like lower level. And then once I had the prereqs all ready for nursing school, I had the idea of like travel nursing. Once I saw about that avenue, and I applied and got in, and the rest was history.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's super cool. I do know a few people that do it, and like I have a friend that lives on Kauai, and she's like always on Oahu,
Mm-hmm.
and she just flies over for her days off.
Yeah, no, it's
because
yeah, it's great. There's a lot of people live in Oahu and work on the other islands just 3 days a week,
Yeah,
or do like 6 in a row, and then they have like 2 weeks off. They come back here and
that's nuts.
Yeah.
But that's cool. I mean, especially if you want to travel places, it's nice because it allows you a little bit of freedom if you're like kind of over a place.
yeah, it gives you a lot of like flexibility.
So what are some like maybe least favorite places that you've had to work?
Least favorite? That's hard because you get to pick. I get to pick where I go. It's not, you don't get
okay,
place. So I've been picking, like I've been pretty spoiled. They did LA.
Things that you like. Okay.
Yeah,
got
Pacific
it.
Northwest. I guess Eugene, Oregon. I worked there. Beautiful, but like the people, like it's like blissfully ignorant. It's not their fault. Like they just never left the Tri-County area, so like they're not really like well cultured. I guess that's the only part.
That's what I wanted to kind of talk to you about is like traveling and like things you've learned about people traveling.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't really understand a lot. I mean, I'm born and raised in Hawaii until I did basically with my brother, we went to Europe together. We did a 9-day carnival cruise around the Mediterranean, and I was like, whoa. Like, because you go to so many different places,
Yeah.
so then you do a lot of people watching and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah,
So.
I think that's important. Oh wow, Babylon really likes you.
You really like me now, huh? We're besties. You have such
Besos.
pretty eyes. Oh my god.
Yeah. So I've actually backpacked roughly 27 countries in the past few years. And I don't know, I got the bug for my 29th birthday. I did my first Euro trip.
2 backpack?
Backpacking. Well, yeah, 2 backpack. Yeah. I mean, just to travel in general. And I found this thing called Yacht Week. I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I've heard of it.
Like Sail Week, Yacht Week.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the start of it. That was the start of my idea. I'm like,
totally like.
That's how the wheels started turning. I'm like, it
Oh,
starts in Croatia, and I'm like, I'm not gonna fly all the way to Europe to go do this thing and come back. I want to go bop around, and I planned like the first few weeks, and then I had zero plan after that. I would just go to a hostel, meet people, like if I met
That's
you,
the best way.
Yeah. and luckily I
You're
didn't
like,
have.
what are you doing right now? And you're like, literally,
I have no idea.
introduce me to your family. Like,
Yeah, right, exactly.
I'm joining your family
Yeah,
right now.
exactly. What are you
Yeah.
guys doing for dinner tonight? Essentially, and that's happened a lot. Like in my travels, like I'll be perfect. Funny story. I was in Austria, and I was mountain biking. Saalbach. It's like Leo Gang Saalbach. Like I got really into mountain biking in my head. I could go do this, and I went to go do it. And because it's a lot more difficult. Like I'm from Florida. It's the flattest state, and that's where I started mountain biking.
Yeah.
So like,
well, it's good that you want to try different things too. Like that's always good.
mm-hmm. So like just the classifications of like like skiing, like blue,
Yeah.
black diamond.
Yeah.
Like a black diamond in Florida is like a green in Europe.
Oh,
you know,
right.
like
Yeah.
So, I mean, my head got really big. I went to go do that. And I'm in this river by myself, just taking a swim. And this family comes up, and, dad and mom, maybe in like their mid 40s, their kids like 10, 12. And I guess Europeans are more comfortable with their bodies. So dad just gets naked, like there's in this river. Mom's basically naked, and there was their 10-year-old kid, and they're cool with me. They're right feet away from me, and we're having a conversation, being respectful. And in this conversation, while they're naked, I just met them. They're like, "Do you want to come to dinner? Like, you want to come over to our house for dinner tonight?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, I never say no. Like weird, like if I got a weird vibe, of course, I'd be more apprehensive. But they seemed like really cool people. I went over to their place for dinner. We went out to get dessert after and drinks, and they paid for all of it.
Oh,
dude, yeah, it was like I find myself in these cool little predicaments, I guess.
Yeah, you're like, chances are they're not gonna murder me.
Yeah, I'm like, what's the worst thing that could happen here?
Yeah, I mean, and you're a guy too, so I think there's a little less of the fear, I think.
But I also have like a really good gift of discernment of like, like meeting someone and.
Yeah, I think that's kind of how we met. Is because you met my buddy,
Josiah.
and then Josiah was very like excited about you, and I'm probably like the opposite of like I have been suspicious of everybody.
Yeah.
And I think it's just because like I have a military background.
It's healthy
military police background, and I've encountered a lot of narcissistic people that are they're like covert narcissists, and those are the worst because they appear to be, and most serial killers are covert narcissists because they have an appearance of a very humble and kind person. Some even like could be like they talk about like religion a lot, but in reality, that's the kind of like their front.
Yes.
And so I'm always very like, not that I want to be suspicious of someone being nice, but until I know more about you, and it's hard right away.
But you feel that though, like even if
sometimes you do feel
even
that.
if you're not 100% sure, you don't want to like judge a book by its cover,
Oh yeah.
But to be too quick to judge, but like you could feel that immediately, be like,
Yeah, exactly.
Too nice.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
But I know I do like in terms of Josiah himself. What's weird is like we've been friends for like I don't even know how long at this point, like maybe 10 years now.
Wow.
But it's not like we hung out a bunch.
Yeah.
But the times we did hang out were really significant, and we always just stayed in touch here and there. And so when he was gonna come out here, and like then he was like, "Oh yeah, like I went," and then when he told me about the barbershop, I was like, "What the heck? I never even knew about this place."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh no, it's like
It's
legit," and he's right. He was right about that, which you can't go wrong with that. And Asians are just good at everything.
Yeah, that whole barbershop.
But then you were like the best, and I was like, dude, yeah, he's like totally the best.
Yeah.
So it made sense. It was great. But yes, that is true. You can kind of.
Have you ever gone to visit him?
I did
in Texas.
I did right after that.
Really?
Yeah, because I had a work trip in Austin, and I was like, yo, I'm in Austin, and we like stayed up, like super late. But we were playing like. We would like jam music with like some friend's house he took us to. Like he's good at like putting a group together.
Well, that's what he. Did he take you to the concourse while he was?
We didn't because the days that I went were not.
Something going on.
Yeah. But I do have that plan at some point. Maybe we should do that at some point.
I don't think he works with them anymore. I think he got another opportunity, equal like or better opportunity.
Okay.
But I was about to say I missed. He would tell me too. Yeah, come through, man. Huge artists go to that concourse. It's always rated like top 5 club in like all the U.S. I'm not sure if you knew that. It's like rated really highly, and it's been a thing. I want to go. I never made it. Never made it to go over there.
The thing about him though is he makes such great connections with people. Like I'm sure he still has the great connections.
Oh yeah.
Like,
I don't doubt it.
But it's tough because it's like I don't ever like to force stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Either. So I'm very like, oh yeah, if it works out, whatever.
I'm huge on that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like, I guess because somehow I've been blessed that things always work out, like reckless optimism. And I'm huge on like not forcing things. And
it's kind of like you're accepted the flow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just in the flow, accept the flow, and just following that flow has worked out.
Yeah.
Like if I have to force anything or like rely on a lot of people,
when something bad happens, like I remind my friends like the bad was supposed to happen. And a lot of people don't like to hear that, and they don't like to like believe that. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like there's a reason.
But and I always tell them like, with the bad comes the good, And so if you focus too much on the bad, you're gonna attract more bad.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know. That's my thought process about it, though. I
Yeah.
feel like you're similar.
Yeah.
In how you think.
My whole return to Hawaii was. That's why I loved my return, because it wasn't forced. After I ran out of my contract at Kapiolani, I was looking left and right. I need to find something because I didn't want to leave Ireland naturally. But I had to leave, in the end. And after I stopped working in LA, there was nothing available in Hawaii. Nothing. No open jobs.
That's surprising.
Yeah, and my friend, who is friends with the manager at the place I work at now, said, "Yo, she just wrote in our group chat that she needs a traveler. So I gave her your information. She wants you to call her." I'm like, "Just call her, like, personal cell phone?" She goes, "Yeah." Called her, and she opened up a spot, and she was so happy to find me. She goes, "You have your license? You could come soon?" I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "Amazing. I'll send over the contract. I'll make one."
Nice.
And just fell into my lap. And I'm like, wow. Because especially with Hawaii, I feel like it has so much, like, energy, like mana, that it can't be
forced.
The
thing about Hawaii, too, is, like, if the island doesn't want you here, it's going to cut off all the opportunities.
100%.
And I've seen that happen to people.
I believe
in
that so much.
Like, even people that I wasn't quite sure of, and then I'm hearing about the things that they're encountering, and I'm like, see, I had a feeling about you, and I wasn't quite sure, and then you're telling me all this stuff that's happening to you, and I'm like, the island's going to get you out of here.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. And I kind of feel like it's the opposite for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's also, too, like, how you treat the island. Like, if the island knows that you have a good intention with it, I think it's more likely to just keep you here.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of people that don't believe in that. Like, oh, if you just have the money, you can come here. Like,
kinda,
but you're almost acting like you're actually, I don't know, it's like you're believing there's no other higher power that could possibly, like, interfere. I don't know.
Yeah, no, your experience and energy, like, that money can't,
it can only go so far. Yeah. Anyway, I think. But do you have any, like, other travel stories or
I have
stories?
so many. Which avenue we're going? Nursing stories, or I guess I don't know. Nursing stories are kind of sad. I feel like my
I don't want to talk about anyone dying.
Yeah. I'm like, let's not go that way. So I guess, like, traveling stories. Ooh. I guess give me like
top 3.
Europe, Southeast Asia, or South America. How about that?
Maybe one of each.
Okay.
Like one top story in each spot.
Okay. Let's do South America. So I just went.
Okay.
I just did 3.5 months backpacking South America. I went to Argentina for my first time. And I wasn't there, it felt like a long time, but it wasn't too long. I was there for like 2 weeks-ish. And 3 points of meeting in Argentina. I have my friend Brendan, who's like a big influencer. Awesome story of his life. He's amazing. He played college football. I went to high school with him. He played college football at FAU, D1.
Oh, wow.
Moved to Mexico, learned Spanish in like 2 years, like fluent Spanish, but of course like the Mexican dialect.
Mm-hmm.
And then he wanted to live in Argentina. He moved to Argentina. He's been there for 3 years. Now he's a citizen, like an Argentinian citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Speaks Spanish better than me, and he's like a huge gringo. Like, his name's Brendan.
Wow.
And he's a huge influencer in Argentina now, like 1 million followers. Yeah, like does everything. I went for his birthday, and getting to experience it from his perspective was awesome. And then my other friend, Santiago, who lived with me in Miami for a while, he's a big cumbia artist. So he took me to his shows and got to go to like cumbia concerts.
That's sick.
And then I got to meet my friend Unice, who's this girl I met in Paris, who's Mexican, and she happened to be in Argentina traveling, just like coincidentally. So so all these things happen in like those 2-3 weeks, and I guess crazy stories. Man, I don't know how PG-13, not rated R, are we getting here about crazy stories?
I don't know if it's I don't know. It's up to you. If it's an interesting story.
Yeah.
If you want it to be out there in the world.
Yeah, I guess.
You gotta think about that.
What are you putting into the ether?
Yeah. Into the ether.
Funny choice of words, right? Ether is our late night after hours club here. So yeah.
It's actually called the Neuro.
It's still ether to me.
Yeah, I know.
For life.
I know,
it's
everyone calls it that.
We
all still call it ether.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
But yeah, I guess let's skip that crazy story. I'm sorry, but that was just my experience of Argentina. That was great. Um, Southeast Asia, went by myself. Went with my dad on a biking trip. So you rent a bike and you do a Mae Hong Son Loop in the north of Thailand.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 5-7 days, and the first stop is in Pai, this little like hippie town, and we were supposed to be there for 2 nights. I fell in love, and I was there for the entire week that we are supposed to.
You fell in love
Fell
with
in
the
love
place?
with the place.
Oh, okay.
And
I was like, with
obviously-
the person or
no.
the place? Okay.
My dad was with me, and obviously he just stayed, and the trip was over, and he had to leave, and I would never do this. I travel with it all the time, but that's how much I love this place.
Oh, wow.
That I told him like I'm staying, and he took the bike back, stayed, made some awesome friends during that month. We all like lived together in like this commune, like at this circus. It's called Paradise Pie.
Yeah, that's something I could never.
It's a circus school. It was a circus school, and I learned like rope dart and like dragon staff, and then we all went to Vietnam together and lived in Vietnam for a month, and kind of made a little family that we traveled together for like 2 months, and just hammocked around and backpacked, and like literally living in hammocks, like in trees, like,
Yeah.
and then on days we'll spoil ourselves, we'll like go into like a hostel, you know, and get a private room that we'll share.
What do they like? What the people you meet like? What do they do out there?
That's the thing. You meet all types of people. Like some are literally like, I'm budgeting on $2 a day, like legitimately. Like every day they can't spend more than $2. Like that type of
Okay.
people. And then there's other type of people who are like, dude, relax, I got you. You know, like
Interesting.
live like me. Like I prefer to spend money on food and experiences, and I'll
Yeah.
stay at a hostel all day. I have no issue staying at a hostel or in a hammock or on a friend's couch, or give me the floor and a yoga mat. You know. Like, I don't mind roughing it out that way.
Yeah.
And
To
then having
even it
money for
out.
experience. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's pretty cool. You know, everyone takes care of each other.
That's good.
So, but you meet all types of people. You know, I think I backpacked 3-6 months. I think that's a long time. And then you meet somebody else. Like, yeah, I'm on year 3. Like, I'm on year 3. Like, out of my backpack. You know, but usually they're younger. You know,
Yeah,
they're like 22, 23, 24.
yeah. They have like their whole life.
Yeah, they started backpacking at 20 and.
Their parents are still 40 years old. or
Yeah,
whatever else.
exactly.
Yeah.
Meeting
So
them.
tell me a bad story.
Mm.
Like a real sus, like something sus happened to you or something. The only sus story I have is me and my friend almost got stuck in Mexico.
Okay. I have a sus story where I got robbed.
no.
In Brussels.
I could see that.
Oh, Belgium. Yeah, Belgium. Apparently they have a lot of like
Wonder
immigration there
How they
as well.
spotted you, or like if
Oh
they were
no,
watching
it was
you,
my
or-
fault completely,
Oh,
dude.
really?
Like I was totally. It was a weekend, and it's Belgium, it's Brussels, so it's like a lot of places like in South America, you can't be out wearing
Certain things.
your
yeah.
chains and your watch, and like looking like you can't because they'll rob you.
Yeah.
But this is Brussels, like it's fine. But yeah, I was all dressed up, and I had my chains outside of my shirt. I was wearing 2 gold chains, and I was outside this bar on the phone, and like here's like the front entrance, not maybe like 20 feet on the side on the phone. And this guy taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, bro." I turn around, grabs both my chains, snatches them, and starts running. And this chain specifically, not this pendant is not the one that came with it, but this chain specifically, along with the pendant that was on it at the time, was given to me by my aunt in a time capsule when I was born. And I opened the time capsule when I'm 21. And that necklace was
So
the one.
It meant a lot.
Dude, it meant a lot to me, especially because she passed by the time I opened that time capsule, 21 years later.
Oh, shoot.
And it was like, I guess I assessed it really fast. It was like a smaller guy, like just a kid, not a kid, but he looked like maybe he was like early 20s.
Early 20s, okay.
Like a smaller guy in his early 20s, and I immediately started chasing him. And I just saw red. And you know what? You're behind someone and you could like kick their foot, like trip them.
Yeah.
So I was
you
chasing
did
him,
that.
kicked his foot, tripped him, he fell, and I just hit him like once, let go of my chains, he kept running. But I was so upset, Lucy, that even though like he dropped the chains and I grabbed them, that I kept running after him. Like, I was so mad. So I kept running. This is the sus part. Like,
So wait, you didn't grab the chains?
I did grab the chains.
Got it.
But like I kept running after him, he kept running, and I guess I don't know. I guess I wanted to hit him.
No, I
don't
get
know.
it.
I was just so I just saw red at that time. But like my
It's
mistake.
almost like you don't want to get away with it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly. And I shouldn't have I should have been happy. I got my chains back. Cool. Let him go.
Right.
I chased him, and as I chased him, he went to like his friends. He like was running towards
Oh.
his group, and then of course, now I'm like, oh crap, I'm by myself, and now it was like 4 people. So now I'm running the other way. I was chasing him, and now I'm running the other way.
And then they chased you?
And yeah, luckily, like I kept, I was not really looking back. They started chasing me, and I started running the other way. And then
And you were just gone.
yeah, I just took off, and once I took around the corner, I looked behind me, like I didn't see anyone. And that whole
high cardio's good.
yeah, that whole area, you would think Brussels is like nice, but we're in a nice hostel, and there was a guy at the door that literally would tell us, "Hey, you can't go out right now. Sorry." I'm like, why? There's robbers right outside. Like they're waiting for the hospital to come out. I'm like, what? Like what kind of place? Like it's not even like that in a lot of the South American places.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're like, there's robbers out there. We can't let you go out right now. I'm like, what?
Interesting. Dang, I wonder what would have happened if like he fell again, or like you
I
think you
don't
would have
know.
like beat the shit out of him?
I don't know, dude. No, I'm not like that. Like I'm not like cheap where I'm gonna like kick him on the ground or something. But I probably would have got a few, I guess, a couple licks in.
Yeah, I can see that. I'd rather them like just turn around and like let me fight them,
Yeah.
So then it just feels like, man.
But still, you never know nowadays, especially like carrying a knife or, like or he's a UFC fighter. You never know what you're getting into. Like I definitely try to be non-confrontational because how crazy you see all these videos and. You have to be careful who you mess with.
Oh,
Pick your battles because.
Yeah, and the kids nowadays, like they're jujitsu experts, like really.
Yeah, just
like
in
I
general.
have 14-year-olds that can like whoop me.
Yeah, there goes your knee.
Yeah, that's so true, dude. Yeah, it's definitely a rough sport. It's good for like defense knowledge though, like, to have for
to
sure.
defend especially.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of the thing nowadays. Like it's so popular now that's like you gotta watch out.
Do you do jiu-jitsu? I feel like you look like the type that would.
Yeah, I've had, and that's the thing. Like
up.
I've had a lot of injuries, so I had to kind of like step away, and that kind of sucks because it's like you start making progress, and then other people are getting, but at the end of the day, it's like you can only put your body through so much.
Dude, injuries in our 30s is like so interesting. It's like
we're
not young anymore.
I need to make a whole YouTube channel about it.
Yo,
like,
seriously,
it's gonna sound such a depressing
and I feel
video,
like that's why everyone has like this. Like you turn 30, like I need to run a half marathon. I need to be like people who've never run in their whole lives. Now they want to be like marathon runners. Like when they turn 30, I feel like
thank God I've never gotten that bug. Like people ask me all the time, they're like, "Oh, have you ever done a marathon?" I'm like, I have literally no desire.
Yeah.
I'll do a
5K.
No, well, yeah, but I've done like a Spartan race, and it's like 21 kilometers, so that's like half a marathon. But the reason I wouldn't do a whole marathon is because it's like, it's like I don't find the need to put my body through that as someone who's a civilian now. Like I'm not in the military anymore, so it's like, what am I training for?
You kind of like put it together, in your head of like, it's training for.
Yeah, like I'd rather be able to, like, not that I'm like against people that do it, because obviously there are people that train and they train the right way and they get their bodies ready, and I get that. It's not something I've had the desire to do.
Yeah, me neither. But I feel like that's the reason people want to do it is because what comes along with it. Like, I have to train and be more disciplined and eat right and take care of my body, and that's why I was thinking like that too. Not that I want to be a marathon runner.
But the thing too is like running 26. What is it?
26.2.
26 miles is freaking boring. That's why I like Spartan races.
Yeah.
Because like by the time I get bored, then I have to do an obstacle.
But that's why a lot of people do the Honolulu Marathon. That's why it's so big here, because it's pretty, It's like, or trail running. Have you heard of trail running?
Yeah.
But there goes your ankle.
But again,
too.
I don't want to go 26 miles on a trail.
Yeah.
I want to be able to run and like.
Or mountain biking like
be
me.
Okay. See, but biking's kind of cool. My friend does like the motocross bike, and he's willing to teach me, and that would be cool.
That's
like
huge on the North Shore.
I can see something like that would be something I'd be into, right? Because it's still adrenaline, but you could do it. You could just chill, you know. But yeah, as you get older, you gotta you're like, dang, I can't do anything or I'm gonna get injured.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you have to start thinking about these things.
So lame, but I mean, it's true because you only have one body.
Yeah, I told you I started a basketball game this morning, and I'm like, I have a whole day to go at these shows and stuff. I'm like, I should have this on ice, elevated. Like compression. Yeah. This meniscus.
Maybe in between. Maybe after this in between before you go.
Yeah.
Or
at least
do some ice or something. Because then when you go out, then you'll want to dance, and then you'll be like, oh
man.
my knee.
That's like definition old. Is like I'm out there dancing, like shuffling a little bit, and you're like, ah, and then you're like whipping away. And like,
honestly,
what are you doing? Like, oh, my knee.
I know I'm not even at my full potential because I met this lady a few weeks ago, and I was at one of the mid-pack races, and she's done like 10 Ironmans or whatever amount, some crazy amount of Ironmans. She was like, basically like guess my age or whatever, and like she pretty much any number I would have given her, I probably would have been wrong. She was probably like in her 70s, like 73 or something like that, and it was nuts because she was like fitter than me, and I was like, dang.
But I see this a lot working in the hospital too. Like someone who's like comes in at 64, and I'm like, wow, you look like you're 40, and then someone comes in there 64, and like, wow, you look like you're 84.
Yeah.
And you could tell the difference of like.
Well, their lifestyle too, and what was crazy about that lady is she told me that they biked like 10 miles before they showed up to the 5K. And then she ends up winning her category for age. Clear, duh.
Yeah.
This lady's done 100 or whatever Ironmans or whatever she said. And so I was like, what? And I'm just, honestly, in my brain, I was like, dude, like, why can't you be my, like, aunt?
Yeah,
like,
right.
This is great. Like,
rub off on me.
Yeah, and because I'm like, I was sleeping in and almost didn't make it to the 5K.
Crazy. But
I was like, okay, I'm like, dang. And I'm looking at all the people ahead of me in my age group, and I'm just like, I should be number one, I guess, but I'm over here chilling, you know?
Well, you've been doing the most is you said hockey, the Spartan race. What else? You said something else you were doing. The flag football.
Yeah.
What? That's a lot.
Yeah, that's not 100% yet, but I'm hoping.
But you're active. I mean,
I try to stay active. Like, that's kind of why, like, I'll be like, okay, in October, I'll do a 5K on this day, you know? And having something to work towards is always good, because it doesn't do me any good to just go to the gym, because I'm like, wait, what am I training for?
Yeah. So
I always have to kind of be training for something, even if the day comes and I don't end up doing it. Like last year, I was so injured, basically, I couldn't even do the Spartan race. Like my body was so fatigued by the time it came up. I also did like a UFC gym competition at that time, and then they wanted me to do, I guess the girl who qualified to show up the next day for the finals, they were so burnt out that they didn't want to show up. So what they do is they go down the list, right? So if you're 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, they ask each person. And if they don't want to do it, then it allows the next person to do it. So finally they get to me. And I was probably like 7th, maybe, 6th or 7th. But I think it was like, I was like top 16 in the gym.
Was this for the call out for the hockey tournament, or is this for the flag football?
No. This was for UFC gym competition.
Oh, okay.
So what they do is everybody, all the UFC gyms on the island, compete in one competition.
What?
So, yeah, I was maybe like top 20, top 16, something like that, by the time it got to this point. But like, I purposely wasn't trying to gas myself, because I was like, I'm not really taking this that seriously. I know I'm not going to be number one. You know what I mean? So it's fine. I won't stress. I'll just do my best, and I don't want to get injured, you know, and go through the motions as much as I could. And it was good because I still challenged myself, you know, and I felt good about it. But then they call me and they're like, yo, next weekend you want to do them? And I was like, what happened to everybody that's before me?
Yeah.
They couldn't even do it. So I was like, oh. Like, I mean, but then I was thinking to myself, I mean, I don't know, number one, if I do it, even train the whole year and do it again next year, I don't even know if I would make the same opportunity, you know? So I might as well say yes.
But I feel like that's a perfect example of where you said, what am I training for? Like, you never know you're going to get called up or for yourself, you know?
That's true. So I went ahead and did it. And it was definitely tough. Like, you know, they make you do like burpees and all this. And I never even do any of that stuff, you know? So, you know, they give each instruction and blah, blah, blah. And I did fine in terms of form and stuff.
It's like that, like high intensity, like that HIIT type of like CrossFit.
They do a lot of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. And it was fine. The only problem was by the time I was competing for that, I had like a lot of like wrist pain and stuff going on. And I already had them like x-rated and all kinds of stuff, and they couldn't find anything wrong.
Especially with the wrist, that happens all the time.
So what, am I getting carpal tunnel or something?
No, it's like little tiny hair fractures that are within that, like, you don't, you know, they're not big enough to be seen on the x-ray. Yeah. But they're just constant irritation because of the location.
Yeah, and I think I can feel what it is, because like with hockey, unless someone hits my stick and it's like, and I feel that, that's when I feel it. Yeah. Or when I'm like twisting a doorknob, that's when it was like, ooh, like what the heck? But I could like pick stuff up. I was fine, but I was like, oh, that's weird. And it's like something in there, right? So they gave me like topical cream, and I tried to do it religiously, and I was fine now. Like, thank God.
Really,
Like, I think it's
immobility.
overuse.
Exactly.
Yeah, overuse, and like that's always
And
tough.
that's what I feel like with my knee. It's like it feels good after like a year, and then I go 100%, and then it just comes back. It's
Yeah.
over because I'm never really truly resting. When are you really truly resting your wrist? You're just gotta use it every day. Yeah, it's like
I never rest.
yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. Like we have one body.
Yeah.
So like, it definitely for me, like once I was still doing this while I was in the military, but it's such an imbalance when you're in the military because they're constantly putting pressure on your body, and you don't basically you don't get the opportunity to rest. Like yeah, you get days off, but like it's not really sustainable to be working out 5 or 6 days a week, right? And then it's like I was working out pretty much twice a day all the time.
And they say it's not healthy either.
And it's not healthy, right?
Just
so
doing like 5-6 days a week.
I was totally doing way too much at that time, and once I got out, I just really wanted to focus on my like recovery and the preserving my body, and so I really listened to it. So it's like as soon as I feel okay, my back's feeling really sore, stretching, massages, like that chiropractor, like that sort of stuff. I kind of emphasize that kind of stuff more than just going super hard in the gym, because it's like at the end of the day, if I can still run pretty decent, I got good cardio, I can still lift
that's
stuff
all
I
you
should
really
be
need.
lifting. Like I don't need to go power lift a million pounds, you know what I mean? So for me, it's more of like being able to have the balance, athleticism to be able to do stuff, and flexibility, which people don't talk about that enough.
Yoga.
And I think a lot of those things are actually tied to longevity of life.
Correct.
Being flexible, being able to walk around and just go outside.
Movement.
Yeah,
It's all about movement.
if you can't walk 10 feet to go outside, you can't sit down and stand up, all these things like, you know, so.
How do you feel about these peptides, dude? Like this huge, everyone's doing these peptides of faster recovery, looking younger.
Well, I don't know how much medically, like I would know more than you, but.
No, I actually don't know much about it.
I have researched a little bit of it. So
like,
the only thing about the peptides is because, like, we know how it is with pharmaceutical medication, right? If the government can't make money off of it, they don't, and those things need to be regulated. Peptides, they do work. I can't tell you which ones specifically work for which things. I have done a lot of research on it, and because you see these ads and you're like, what the heck is that? Nothing is gonna beat the simple sleeping, balanced diet. Yeah, sleeping is super huge. Balanced diet and like mental health, like that kind of stuff. You can take all the stuff you want. If those things are out of balance, it's not really going to make that much of a difference. Peptides do help people for certain things.
Yeah.
And that in a lot of the stuff that I've read, it's like really quite amazing.
It seems like as you
again,
said,
it might not be regulated.
As you said, not enough people have been on it as much.
They don't have a lot of that statistical data yet.
Yeah.
And like how many of this injury or that injury, and so I'm not against it. I'm also for things that like
advancements.
Advancements in technology, like obviously, but realistically, like you get a lot of nutrients from food. So I think the bigger like issues that we have in the world are like people just don't eat like great food.
All the things that are illegal overseas in Europe that are still legal here. That the red 40 and all that stuff.
And again, I'm not a huge like FDA person. I'm like I don't trust the FDA. Basically. Okay, I don't. And I don't trust a lot of government.
Well, how much do we trust, really?
Right. But I'm just saying, like, so, yes, I do believe there are peptides out there that are great and probably work. There's obviously, I don't know them off the top of my head. I'm not as educated about that. I would love to learn more, and obviously, as time goes on, because there's people that know about it.
I just mentioned it because I guess maybe I'm in the nursing space, and at work, and I don't know anyone who's not doing it. They're all getting the infusions and the shots and telling me about it. Look, you got to look it up, man. You got to do the stack and this and that. I'm like, wow, like they're all like really into it. That's why I asked you. I'm like, I'm not sure if you had that same experience of.
Yeah, I mean, definitely research anything you're gonna put in your body. But even if you look at IV vitamin therapy, just vitamins, I mean, getting it, through your veins is like you're getting max absorption. Than you are taking a vitamin every day. Where you can get like maybe 30% absorption of that vitamin. So I mean, like IV vitamin therapy for sure is like something that, and then again, but the thing is, it's expensive. But I always tell people when we talk about like gym memberships and paying for protein and these things, I said, would you rather spend money preventing getting sick or spend money on the diabetes medication or whatever medication you have to take because you didn't take care of yourself? So there's a cost somewhere.
Yeah.
Not that it should be that way. I don't believe that it necessarily should be that way, because as we make these advanced discoveries in the world, like they should be available to people, right? Like, do we not want to live forever, or not, maybe not live forever, but like maybe like if you do have an injured knee and there's a peptide to fix the knee, like why wouldn't we want that?
Should be
right?
Available.
So it just sucks because in a lot of different things we see greed take over helping the person.
Yeah.
And that sucks.
You want to put a Band-Aid over everything. It's like polypharmacy.
Well, they don't want you. The truth is,
painkiller. Don't fix it. Just you treat the symptoms, not the disease type deal.
Yeah, it's the thing. Do we really want to make people healthy and better?
No, because less money.
Yeah, or would we rather make profits off of people?
The truth, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, it's kind of like, don't fall into it, So when I see people vaping and doing all this stuff, I'm like, dude, you're just falling for the scam, kind of,
True.
And there's definitely money to be made in a lot of it too, but yeah, if you could be on the good side of it, then that'll be.
You gotta pick and choose.
Yeah, I mean, being healthy is
hard,
tough because life is also stressful, and people have different ways of coping with stress.
When you said that earlier, that's my first thought of like, you gotta pick your vices and whatnot. We're all human, and I feel like the basics of mine is movement. Try to work out a little bit, eat right, and man, I try to say sleep is priority, but I've been working night shift, Lucy, for 12 years. Did you know that? I've been working night shift for 12 years, 9 years as a nurse.
But how much average sleep do you get, is the question.
I would say on average, a good 5.5 to 6 hours of sleep. I sleep during the day. And then I'll nap.
That can be tough.
Yeah. And then I'll nap. I have no problem. I'll take a nap, like a proper nap, like an hour, 2 hours. So I'll nap a lot, and I won't get more than like 6 hours at once. Like after I work long stretches sometimes, like 6 shifts in a row. That's the only time I'll be able to sleep like 10 hours straight. Other than that, I'll just automatically wake up after like 5 or 6 hours.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's the thing too, is the level or like the amount of sleep each person needs also varies by the person, because not everybody is the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't done enough research on this, but I read something, and I don't remember exactly, but I was reading something that was talking about how the sleeping for a long period of time was actually developed by like mattress companies. I don't know if that's true, so I haven't researched this, but that would be interesting, because if you want to sell something, you got to convince people of the propaganda around it to be able to sell it, right? But when I've read other things about like human beings, they say like human beings actually function better when they get multiple naps throughout the day, not necessarily sleeping one chunk of time.
Yeah.
I always found that I did well kind of like that, where I slept 5 or 6 hours, and then I could take a little hour nap here, hour nap there, and then usually I'm very productive or whatever. And also, people also have different like cycles that they do better on. Like some people are night people, some people are day people, and it actually can go against like your life and your longevity of life if you're going opposite of that. So if you're a night person and then you're put on a morning shift, that can not be good for you.
Yeah.
And I believe those things.
No,
I
it's
really
true.
do believe those things.
It's your circadian rhythm, and just naturally altering your circadian rhythm is going to mess up your body. It's going to confuse your body of when to eat, when to be hungry, when to get tired.
Yeah.
You're messing all that up.
Yeah.
You have no rhythm or flow.
Yeah.
And
if you think about it, like humans, how many millions of years ago, or whatever amount of time, I mean, we didn't have jobs, or we were going to jobs.
No, yeah.
Like, I mean, obviously there was more that we had to do, like hunting and things like that. But if you think about it that way too, it's like, yeah, man, like sometimes I just be tired and I just want to go lay down for like an hour and then like knock it out afterwards. So I noticed that, and I only noticed that more when I have like days off, right? Because then you're like, okay, I want to keep sleeping. Yeah. And okay, I want to do
when
this.
You have that freedom.
You have the freedom, yeah. And then you're like, okay, what do I
listen
actually
to your body more and actually be able to carry out what you want.
Oh yeah.
I need to go out in the sun, or I need to get an extra couple hours of sleep, or I'm hungry, or I'm thirsty. Those are basic things that sound silly me saying it, but that so many people ignore. being at work. I'm a nurse. So, oh, I'm thirsty. Well, you're busy, so you don't get water. No,
That's crazy.
It takes a second. You have
You're
to just
basically
listen
not
listen to your body,
not taking care of yourself. Yeah.
You have to use the restroom and you're not going. Like, go. Use the restroom and you're not going. Like, go. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But hey, we got into this topic of just like, I feel like we're not old. I know. I just turned 32. I know, like, that's not old.
Well, I always say this: in 10 years, you're gonna wish you were the age you are now.
Yeah. But I guess just the reality of, I guess, feeling this, you know, like feeling that, I guess, age. I guess it's not the same as when I was 21. I guess it's feeling that difference and just being more conscientious
like, up all
now.
Night,
yeah.
And I was like somehow at school at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I guess I'm still doing it. Where I was out last night and then I was at my basketball game at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm still doing it.
But the feeling.
Yes, the feeling of getting it
like,
done. Yeah. The grogginess.
Yeah. Oh, what a cute
Babby.
Yeah, it's interesting. We talked a lot about health stuff.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan at all.
Questions for me about that? It's so funny you just asked me about peptides. That's so funny because I was just researching that stuff like not too long ago. I try to do all kinds of different research.
It's one of those things, especially with technology nowadays. Everyone is talking about it. So what? My whole algorithm is, you know, it comes up with the ads about the peptides, and the posts come up, and it's just attacking me from all corners.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, that's why I asked you. I was like, oh, I wonder if you've had the same experience. And I thought about starting like an IV infusion company as a nurse, you know, and that's part of it, you know, injecting these infusions, infusions and stuff. So that's why I was looking at it.
If you honestly, if you did it here and you did it just slightly cheaper than everybody else, you'd probably take all their business.
Yeah.
And I went to Vegas. I was gonna do it in Vegas, dude. It's like 3 times as much. Like I'm like, I'll just wait till I go back to Hawaii because I'd rather pay like $150 or $200.
Yeah, exactly.
But like even then, like if you just did it for like
to be honest,
140,
even the cheap infusions are like
they're
150, 250, 300. That's like the cheap basic like vitamin B like infusions. So I can't imagine the peptides one. I'm pretty sure they're like 5, 6, 7. And that's the only reason I was looking into it is because financially, you know, that's the only way I feel like it's worth it when you're charging that high. Being able to, you know, inject.
It just depends on the market. Like here, there's only so many places that do it.
Yeah.
So if you did it here, and then
my brain's been trying.
If you want to talk more, I have a business degree.
Yeah, there we go. Absolutely, my mind's been trying to turn because I can't work bedside forever.
But I've also had experience with that because when I lived in Los Angeles, I actually got hired at one of those places, and
really? It was a med spa.
It was like a med spa.
Yeah.
And the funny part was, I think the owner kind of had some internal like quarrels about hiring me, not because there was anything wrong with me, but because I didn't have any nursing background and I had no intention to do nursing.
Yeah.
So she was like, dang, like Lucy's basically killing the interview and we want to hire her. But like because of that, I think they always kind of had like a negative thing in their head. It's a long story with that. But I learned so much there.
So they ended up hiring you.
I got hired.
Let's go.
I beat out like I think it was like 100 people, and like 30. The last 30 must have been nurses. I mean, they all had to have been nurses.
Having like nurses. In live interview, I feel like it's such a strong point. Like especially if you're good with talking to people.
I almost have to do a whole video on interviewing because I've experienced some interviews recently, not for me, but where I've had to be a panel. And people cannot interview.
Yo, it's crazy.
People cannot interview. I'm like, you don't know how to answer this question about what do you know about the company that you're about to, like.
That's part of it, 101.
And I'm not telling people to lie, okay? I'd rather you tell the truth than lie. Like, I didn't do any research. Okay, at least you didn't lie. But you should be doing research. If you're going to go and get hired at a place and you want them to hire you,
know something about
you need to Google them, bro. Who's the CEO? How much could you possibly make in your position? Where is that position? Where are the ladder look like for you? Because why would you join this company if you don't know where you could go?
Or where you're about
or
to,
what the potential
where you're trying to work at, you know?
It just doesn't make sense to me. But I guess I have more common sense.
Each their own. And that's why you got the job at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. But I learned a lot about IV vitamin therapy and stuff like that. And so it was always kind of like this knowledge that I learned. And then when I actually was when I was forced to take the freaking COVID because I was in the military. So it's like you either take the COVID shot, the Pfizer, or you get out. And I was like, oh, I don't want to get kicked out of the military. So I kind of was in a rock and a hard place because I'm like, yes, I want to follow directions, but I don't know enough about this. This is something that I don't think anyone knows enough about.
Yeah.
And now they're trying to tell us, oh, you're going to get, it's like, I almost rather risk getting sick. I mean, to be honest, after getting the COVID vaccine, Pfizer specifically, I got sick, and by the way, I got COVID 7 times. In total.
What?
In total. Since getting the vaccine. I have gotten COVID 7 times. Yes. 100%. Like, where I was sick, I felt, because when you have it the first and second time, like, you know what it feels like. It's different than a cold. It's different than a flu, right? And then I took the COVID test, said I had it, like, yeah.
Because it's not supposed to stop you from getting it, but, like, lower the symptoms, you know? Like, the vaccine.
I definitely feel after, like, the 5th, 6th, 7th time I got it, my symptoms weren't as bad.
Yeah.
But I also knew what to do by then.
Yeah.
I was chugging a whole thing of orange juice. I was eating
Hydrating.
pho, like 3 meals a day, which I feel like has healing
That sounds
powers,
great.
for sure. Yeah.
Even when you're not sick, that sounds great.
I know. But I was like, what the heck did they put in me, bro? And I started getting IV vitamin therapy. And only now, I don't think I've been sick now in like a year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of forced into the vaccine for work. But luckily, after that first dose I got,
did you have the Moderna or the Pfizer?
I had the Moderna. It was like,
Oh.
I had the Moderna, but after that initial, I got the initial one. I'm not sure what year that must have been. 2020? What? 2020, 2021? And then I had a follow-up one like 6 months later.
You got like a booster.
Yeah, the booster. And then ever since then,
what did it boost?
They've never
sometimes.
required me to get it again.
I haven't gotten.
It's been
I've
4 years.
refused to get the flu shot, and I refuse to get any other COVID vaccines.
Yeah.
Now.
It's fair.
And I'm not like I'm not anti any of that stuff. It's just, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
at that point. Like, I'd rather, I don't know. I don't like anything, like, in my veins, though. Like, so the IV vitamin, even though, like, I've done that a few times, it always...
It's in the back of your head, like...
It's tough to take stuff in the vein. I feel like it's so, like, intrusive, you know?
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
But I have felt really...
My temple, my space, and you're like...
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I have done the IV vitamin therapy, and I do feel like that kind of kick-started my immune system back to win, you know? Because I was like, dude, it's not normal. Every year I'm getting it twice. Like, what the hell's going on, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm sure some of it was being exposed to a lot of people, too, and, like, this and that, but I'm like, should I really be getting it this much?
Me working in the ER, I haven't gotten it that much, and I'm around these patients all the time.
Yeah, I know.
So that's
and I'm pretty generally always been healthy. It's not like, you know, in that phase I like gained 300 pounds or something, you know. So it was like, what the heck?
Yeah. So you said you worked in business. So yeah, my wheels were turning about being an injector, maybe going back to school for my nurse practitioner, or doing the IV infusion. And then after doing so much research, I'm like, oh, there's so much licensing, and you know, you have to insure like the high insurance you need.
That would be a
for
tough
those things.
Insuring
So
lives.
my mind flipped, and it's been leaning towards the whole audio thing. I used to throw shows in South Florida before I was a nurse. Like I had a company called Collegiate Nightlife.
Oh, okay.
That I worked with, and we threw college nights and used that money for the college nights we'd make to bring in headliners and through like a bigger like raves.
Like self-sustainable type.
Yeah.
Business plan.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought about going back into doing that. Like I've been so blessed to have so many friends in the space that let me shake the right hands, and starting like an audio production company.
That would be cool.
And because with that, all you need is the venue. If you have the artist, the speakers are so expensive to rent, so the return on investment of renting those makes it for itself, and already having production and throw your own events. I think that would be very
I wish you were with us
viable.
in Austin because, Josiah showed us this one place, and that was one of the big things they were showing us were like these big speakers.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, I've never seen speakers like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, there's like designer cap. It's a pretty deep hole you could dive in that whole audio space, but. I was kind of excited.
And that's the thing about events that people don't understand. I actually helped Eden do an event, and they did the San Francisco, and they let me help this. I was glad because I was already in San Francisco, so they're like, "Yo, can you help us?" And I didn't have to be like the event coordinator necessarily. I was more like their in between, so it was like kind of even better.
Yeah.
Like but those guys had it like down pat, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like these guys are like
a routine.
Yeah, they were great, And I was like, I mean, you guys are so great. I don't even know why I'm here, but I guess I'm just gonna report back that you guys are amazing. But yeah, they had, and I always tell people like an event makes a difference when you have legit audio people. You have an audio guy behind the thing the whole time. Like that makes a difference because as soon as there's something out or something, like you gotta pick that up.
And honestly, I hate being a little snob and recognizing those things now because at first I would go to a concert.
But you know when you're at a venue and you're like,
yeah, you're like, what's going on
It
here?
makes you want to leave.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, especially now. Yeah, now that I pay attention to those things.
And I'm not an expert. I'm definitely not an expert by any means. I just because I've helped in some events, I can tell in other events, and I'm like, oh dang, like
like that's not
ghetto.
supposed to sound like that.
It's kind of ghetto.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
No, that would be good though.
Yeah. Obviously, I would start that like back home, but ever since I've been back here in Oahu, I just got back a couple weeks ago. They're popping off on events. When I was here a year ago, there wasn't that many.
Oh, here?
And now here in Oahu, every day there's 3 different events going on. So I feel like there's no shortage. I feel like that's because
the only thing about here is like to enter the space that's already established.
Yeah.
Is the only thing.
Well, yeah,
but you said you would do it
back
home.
Yeah, but even here, I mean, I've been on an island for 4 years, and I feel like I made friends with all those people that throw these events. So hopefully, I'd work with them, get support.
Yeah,
that'll be the best way to go.
Yeah, that could be cool. I mean, there's always like tons of different people trying to do different stuff too, like regular, like their own business owners doing different stuff too. So
yeah, no, like
always just find like a few like key people.
Have you been going to any like electronic events at all? Do you go?
Not lately.
Not lately.
Not really.
You gotta come.
Yeah, I gotta be more social.
Come outside.
Go outside, go touch grass.
Yeah.
I know it's so hard sometimes.
You touch grass
because I'm like, yeah, but unless it's like has to do with content or like the Mid Pacific Runners Club that I'm a part of, like unless it has something to do with that, like I don't
we can make it happen. Strap a GoPro to your forehead.
yeah, okay.
The glasses. I feel like, do you have a pair though?
I should,
those glasses.
Bro. I should.
They're
but then
so
that's
great.
like, should I?
Yeah, you should. I feel like that would be perfect.
So I was like, okay, yeah, I can see myself with that, and like go to a little show and like be jumping around with your friends and then post that. Like so much better of a clip.
Have you had any? I haven't looked at all your guests. Have you had any like people in the music space like on your podcast yet? As far as in Oahu, that like throw events or maybe they're a DJ or something like that.
I've been on a podcast, like a DJ podcast, but no, only because of like scheduling issues. Yeah.
I swear, did you tell me like back in the day you messed around a little bit with like DJing?
Yeah, I was doing that up until like mid this year.
Wait, that recently?
Yeah.
What?
I was doing like I was doing like last Halloween I DJ'd in Chinatown and I was doing a bunch of events. Yeah, I was even DJing at Velvet for a little bit.
Wow. Like hip hop?
Yeah.
Like hip hop like top 40 like
Velvet, yeah, they wanted like a little bit of I play a lot of Bay Area just cause like
okay, yeah.
But you know what's funny? That you end up playing some stuff and then people are like, and you're like, dang, I'm so glad I brought that.
Yeah.
Because I kind of knew, and everyone goes crazy for like Sexy Red, and you're like, oh, this is all the ratchet people are here, you know, like. So, but they wanted a little bit of like top 40, like gay type music, like. I mean, I'll pretty much play anything, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we should work on something with that. You said you wanted content with like if you came out to like a show, but we could make it all happen. You could like come open, DJ a show, bring you back. What was your stage name?
LSD.
What?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I'll have to show you some of the flyers and stuff, but yeah,
we should do that.
That we came up.
That'll be fun.
We totally can.
Yeah, so my friend DJ Faya, she always has like all girls lineups that she likes curating. I'm not sure if you know her.
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah. Okay, well, great. Yeah.
She's actually supposed to come on at some point.
Yeah, that would be great.
It's just like scheduling.
She's such great people.
Yeah, she's cool.
Yeah. She was throwing those boat parties. Have you been on any of her boat parties?
I haven't.
Yo, so fun.
Oh, you went to one?
Yeah, the yacht parties. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I mean, boat yacht. It's pretty big. I think you could call it a yacht.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to call it a yacht. Yeah, they're so much fun. The girls are out there dancing and she's DJing the whole time and drinks. It's Hawaii. It's like a Hawaii daytime darty, right, as they call them, day party. Yeah, it's a great time. Yeah, they bring out like the inflatables, like the paddle boards and like the slide, and yeah, it's a great time.
I'm just not a partier.
Yeah,
so
I feel like
it's hard to say yes.
I definitely can't
Like
say.
I gotta commit to being on a boat.
I definitely can't say I'm not a partier, but I totally rather party during the day and sleep. Because when you go to one of those things, you know, by 6, 7 o'clock you're exhausted.
Yeah.
And you're in bed by like 9 or 10.
No, that's a good point. Like sometimes going to a concert that's like at night is kind of tough. I do really like Leaky Jordy though, and he has like a bunch of concerts coming up. So like that kind of stuff I like to do for sure.
You know, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm getting like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna get like the closer tickets or whatever for that.
I'm friends with Randon from the lead singer for Kanaka Fire.
Oh really?
Yeah, we met in Hilo years ago playing pool before he was.
Oh wow.
Who he is now, right? Like
that's so cool.
Huge. And I was just with him, and he was. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who he is, and all my friends that were at the table, they're like, "What do you mean, bro? What do you mean, bro? You don't know who it is? What's his name? Leaky Jordy.
Leaky Jordy, yeah.
What's his first name?
Leaky.
Leaky, yeah, Leaky Jordy. He's like, dude, he's playing downstairs. That's why I'm here.
I don't know.
Yeah, so he's playing Secret Spot, that spot right underneath Hideout. Yeah, it was just like 2 weeks ago. He was playing there.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, we're gonna go, and we went.
Yeah, he's like one of the biggest artists right now.
Yeah, everyone was so mad at me. I was like, oh, sorry, I don't know that. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's funny you mentioned him. Yeah. I was going to the Polyfest thing today.
Yeah. Do you have any last words before I end? Because we've been
have we been yapping?
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, which is fine.
Last words.
Any advice for anyone that wants to become a travel nurse? Maybe they're on the fence about it, or maybe they're
just do it. I feel like the advice is just do it. Everyone don't think about it. If you're thinking about if you're thinking about it, because they're thinking about it the whole time. Like if you just do it, apply
right?
for the program.
If you don't like it, then can you
apply for the program, apply for that job you wanted in Hawaii. And I guess my best advice is don't wait for it. Like if you really want it, you know, in this sense, you know, it's about don't force things. It'll come if it comes. But if you really want something, get interviewed. Oh yeah, follow up. You know, if you don't hear follow up, or go there in person, shake their hand in person. We talked about how big it is meeting someone in person and in-person interviews instead of hiring off a resume. And I feel like
that's
being
good.
personable.
Yeah, there's definitely been a time I've walked into the gym and was like, "Is your GM here? I want to talk to your GM."
Exactly.
I'm like, what?
And just being personable.
I'm not making a complaint, you know, but
that's my highest advice. I feel like being personable and being yourself, and just putting yourself out there. And I feel like
that's great advice.
Not saying no. You know, say yes. Take those opportunities. You never know who you're going to meet.
Be a yes man.
Yeah. I feel like it takes you way further.
I have to send you some of his music, by the way, because it is pretty bad that you don't know who he is.
Stop! I know.
It's okay. We'll go to the concert.
Yeah. So, that's why you're here.
Yeah, we'll go.
You're gonna help me out.
I got you.
Let's do it.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow Alex. I'll probably link his stuff. And thanks for watching Lucy's Paradise Podcast. Aloha.
Troops.